Hi everyone, welcome back to Web Summit. I'm Miguel Magalhães, I'm the content lead at The Next Big Idea. And now with me I have Pedro from Youverse, a platform for digital authentication. This is one more interview that is powered by the IEF. Pedro, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us, I know that you have three main products within the digital authentication. Tell me exactly what they do and what is their most useful case.
Right, so I think the main point to understand is that most people spend 1 year of their lives authenticating themselves, so proving who they are, to open a bank account, to check into a hotel, many other things. So making this a seamless process, convenient, secure, and private, is what we are doing at the moment. So our portfolio of products make sure that people can easily authenticate themselves online, but also that they can prove their identity or prove some aspect like their age or something that they need to prove for a specific case, like opening a bank account or something else, where they need to prove something about themselves. And the key point on what our products deliver is we can enable people to do all of that by protecting their privacy, so they can keep control of their personal data as they do this.
And within the products that you have like Youth at, do you have the Youface?
Youface, YouAuth, and UID.
And what are, like I imagine Youface would be like biometrics or something sort
Yes.
of...
So everything we do is based on a basic algorithm which allows you to recognize a face. Face is something that's very unique for each of us. We do this every day.
Yeah.
So next time I see you in 10 years, I may still recognize, this was the guy I spoke with at the Web Summit. It's a very unique trait that we have. And AI has enabled us to train algorithms in a way that you can actually pinpoint different faces in there. So authenticating with your face, actually, your face becomes the only token you need to exchange any credential. It could be a password, it could be your name, it could be any token, any credential that you need to exchange. Your face is the what unlocks that information.
Just before we were just talking about some use cases, and you told me that it was the fintech one, and most of the banking system was a really good use case for your products. Why do you think that happens, and why in banking it's so important to invest and to innovate in what regards our digital authentication?
Yeah, in the area of banking and fintech, there's two things that come together which make it easier or faster for the market to adopt. First of all, there's kind of a regulation, so the banks know exactly what they need and what is required by regulation from the user. So you know exactly which fields or which data you need to comply with. Also GDPR, it's very well defined.
Yeah.
In other areas, it's not so clear, so it's a bit of more innovative, more creative space where it's difficult to come with a product that it's an immediate fit. So in the banking, you have this. And also in banking, you have a very strong need. You need to use your assets, you need to pay people, you need to do lots, open a bank account, which traditionally will require you to spend so much time. You know, the year that we waste on our life doing all these activities for banking is going to the bank or recovering your passwords, getting a letter in the mail. This takes 3 days. All of these things in banking become really crucial. So the fit is very good, and the compliance regulation makes it very well defined.
You are here because you are one of the companies that it was invested by Faber, which is one of the funds that through Portugal Tech is here represented. What has changed from the moment that you have partnered with Faber, and what was the support that they provided you, either in terms of expertise, mentoring, connection with the fintech ecosystem, which is a very traditional, not the fintech, but the banking ecosystem was still very traditional until some years ago. What was the help?
Yeah, the investment from Faber was key. And the reason when you have investors that there are two main things that investors bring. Well, first of all, the investment, which is allows you to have much more resources to pursue the development of products without having to be too much concerned that you have 3 months or 4 months. You have a bit more time, you can develop something which is more structured, and you can invest on having more visibility, etc. In the market. But also it's about the relations. So it's not just about the business development and finding the right clients. It's also about having the right relations in the ecosystem. So you talk with other fintechs, you talk with other people who have the same problems as you, maybe in a slightly different area, but you can learn from all of that exchange. And also, of course, from contacts you get, we've closed the round with Faber. Now we have confirmation of the round coming up next. And having having the ability to talk with the right investors for the follow-up, this is something that the current investors invest a lot in terms of time, and that can really help you. So when you choose the investor, the VC that you're working with, or the VCs that you work with, this is a very key point. How do you reach the next milestone? can they advise you well on how to create the value in the right pace so that you can get to the next stage? It's always, every time it's always about the next stage because there's infinite number of stages in the future. Yeah.
And talking about next stages, what were things in 2023 that left you excited about the achievements that Youverse was able to accomplish?
Yes.
And what, in addition to the fintech case study that you already mentioned, what are other use cases that you feel are very important to target in 2024 and of course in the coming years?
So in terms of time, 2023 was an inflection point for us as a startup. It was the year where commercial traction gained a certain critical mass, that we had the confirmation that this, what we're doing, actually will be able to grow at the right pace. This also unlocked the second round. So 2023 was a bit more, while 2022 was building the first prototype, having a good product that we could bring to the market. 2023 was about proving that there's enough critical mass in terms of traction. And now for 2024, our expectation is that we can, we've identified in the roadmap of the product what are the exact things that the market needs so that we can pursue. So for example, generative AI is a big threat for this. If you want to prove who you are online and you're able to create any face and try to, impersonate anyone, this is a big threat. So how do you identify? It's like when you try to see ChatGPT generates a text. If you have a text, was this generated by ChatGPT or not? Having this reverse AI, so identifying kind of the Turing test, is this AI or not? This is very important in our specific case. So the next year, 2024, is about those ideas in privacy, in generative AI and threats, but also in evolving our privacy model. You asked also about the use cases. So banking was, and fintechs was exactly the first one where we saw the traction building quicker because of what I described before. So basically, the regulation and the actual need and fit. But hospitality, for example, so when you check into a hotel, at the moment, they scan your passport, it's put on a database. Do you know where your scans of passports for the last 20 years?
No idea.
Where are they? You cannot revoke. GDPR is about, you should be able to erase the right to be forgotten. So all of these things are not there. So hospitality is a very interesting case. Web3 as well, because of the regulation that's coming in Web3. You need to be able, lots of assets are moved within Web3. So KYC is a need there. You need to prove who you are. And of course, authentication in general. So passwordless authentication, using the face as a second factor. And for example, when you register, the problem that Twitter had with all these fake accounts.
The bots.
So if you create a bot, if you check if there's what's the name of those traffic signs, traffic signals, you need to pick where the traffic signals are to tell you're not AI. So with liveness detection, you can say it's a real human face in front of the camera. So you can replace that and have a way of checking, instead of allowing anyone to create accounts like bots.
No more bots
you need to
have
a real person of a new person coming in and trying to register. So this liveness detection can get rid of bots, for example.
Thank you very much for joining us, Pedro.
It
was a pleasure.
My pleasure.
Thank you everyone who joined us. Please, we have more interviews coming, so don't go away. More to come. Thank you.